highest student-teacher ratio in the United States is 20.4 students to one teacher, and that's in California, according to CaliforniaWatch.org. That compares to the national average of 10 students to one teacher in the national average. The average can go down with more teachers hired like myself. I was born in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. I went to school all through K through 12 in St. Clair Shores. I was born on the 25th of April in 1990. I currently reside in Kalamazoo, Michigan. In high school, I achieved the Louis Armstrong and Thomas E. Course Awards. These are awards in leadership as well as musicianship. I started my higher education as a music therapy major. Music therapy is defined as the clinical and evidence-based use of music intervention to accomplish individualized goals within a therapeutic relationship. This means that music therapy goes along with different therapies such as speech pathology or physical therapy, or, it's one of the things that made me choose special education, because I wanted to work with special needs kids. I've always wanted to. It's just how I've been my whole life. My drive has driven me to Western Michigan University because of the music therapy program. And I stayed here because we have just as good of a special education program. My love of teaching began at a young age. My mother works as a paraprofessional in a special ed classroom. Actually, my twin brother was in the special ed classroom that she worked in. And so I used to go in and hang out with him all the time because I had special privileges growing up. That's when my love of teaching and my love of kids with special needs began. The special thing that they have and the special kindnesses that they have I always knew I would be doing that. Throughout school, I continued, even in high school and middle school, I continued to go in and visit my mom's classroom. And then she moved to a different class, so I didn't have that experience in my later years of high school. I spent most of my time doing music. That's when I discovered music was in middle school. I chose to come to Western for music because of the therapy program. I have many leadership positions within the music roles here. I was section leader. I was various positions in high school. I was always the one that got picked to do everything because she knew I needed the leadership positions. Here at Western, I studied bassoon here. I took 2 years of private lessons under Dr. Wendy Rose here, one of the most critically acclaimed bassoon players in the United States. I played in a quintet as well, and quintets it's a group of 5 people who have to get their own parts down. And this can be applied to the classroom because if a co-teacher doesn't have their part down, the whole group falls. So what I've learned in music can be definitely transferred to the classroom. I have a minor in music currently, finished that after 3 years. I'm also studying language arts and early childhood education so that I can have my preschool position, is the position that I'm applying for. I am a School of Music Scholarship recipient as well, which unfortunately I no longer have the School of Music Scholarship because I'm no longer a School of Music student, but that will always be in my record as the scholarship that I've received. Some of my classroom experience is I've taught 30 to 40 middle school students for the past 8 summers. I began as a tutor, one-on-one tutor, and eventually my band director friend had me up in front of 30 to 40 students daily teaching entire classrooms. So that's another thing that really made me want to teach. As personnel manager of campus band, I had to have excellent organization skills. I kind of had to direct the whole thing. My job was to put the program together to direct the students in their responsibilities as well. Now that I've spoken of my music skills, I'll discuss my classroom skills. While I've clearly shown that I have many abilities in outside of the classroom, I have not spoken yet of my skills inside the classroom. I've had many years in classrooms, as I've spoken before, but recently one of the requirements to apply to the special ed program is 30 hours with a person or persons with disabilities. I spent 30 hours to start with in a classroom that's the early childhood special education classroom in my school district. It's about 10 to 15 kids, depending on the day, ages 2 to 6 years old. The Macomb Intermediate School District allows students to begin their education at 2 years old if they have displayed language or learning delays, cognitive disabilities, or emotional disabilities. This classroom that I taught had several kids with autism, several with behavioral disabilities, as well as cognitive delays. Politicians are actually trying to get rid of pre-K, which I think is deplorable, and if more people allow them to understand the need for pre-K, I think that pre-K will prevail. Children who attend high-quality preschool enter kindergarten with better pre-reading skills, richer vocab, and better basic math skills than those who do not, says National Institute for Early Ed researcher Dr. Stephen Barrett. In conclusion, I am highly skilled in many different organizational abilities. I'm driven to succeed, and I am passionate, and I have many years in the classroom. I truly believe that I am the best candidate for this position.